I'm going to speak to you about which accent is the best for you. I got an email the other day from Pol in Iraq, and he asked me if it's better to have a British accent or American accent when they're speaking. And I don't think there's quite a perfect answer to this question. It really depends on your own situation and preferences. British and American English are different. In British English, every stop sound is aspirated. In other words, there's a kind of explosion at the end of the sound in the T, D, P, B, K, and G sounds. So you always hear T, D, P, B, K, G. But in American English, it's only at the beginning of words, not in the middle and the end. The classic example of British English is about Betty. It goes like this. Betty bought a bit of butter for the batter, but the batter was bitter. So Betty bought a bit of better butter for the batter. Sorry, British people. But that's a classic example. And an American person would say the same thing more like this. Betty bought a bit of butter for the batter, but the batter was bitter. So Betty bought a bit of better butter for the batter. Notice that in the American English version of this, the stop sounds in the middle and ends of words are spoken, but there's no explosion at the end. I think that most people who are learning English as a second language will use English most of the time with other people who are learning English as a second language, not speaking with native speakers. And for this reason, being able to speak very clearly is important. And so perhaps for a lot of people, maybe most of you, it's better to speak in this way like a British person because you can clearly hear those T's and D's and K's and G's and P's and B's. At the same time, I think a lot of us, our goal is speed in communication. And I think if you're not aspirating these sounds, it's faster to speak. It's faster, at least for me, to say Betty bought a bit of butter than to say Betty bought a bit of butter. It takes me a little bit longer. So if speed in communication is your goal and you're speaking with native speakers who are very familiar with being able to hear and understand unaspirated stop sounds, then American English might be the way to go. It also, I think, really comes down to your own preferences, how you feel, what sounds good to you. I have a lot of admiration myself for people who speak with a British accent. Something about it sounds sophisticated. At the same time, when I hear someone who's learning English as a second language and the way they speak sounds American, to me it really sounds like they have quite a good ear for pronunciation. But let me leave you with this, which perhaps really is my point. You shouldn't lose your own accent because it's part of your character. It shows who you are. My father told me actually about Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, he was a bodybuilder, famous actor. He was in The Terminator. He later became governor of California. He was famous for these lines like, "I'll be back." And over the years, you know, he had become very successful. And at one point, he decided he was going to go find an English teacher to teach him how to speak perfect American English. And so, you know, before he was speaking like this, sorry, German people, he was Austrian, so his first language was German. And he found this teacher who helped him to perfect his American English accent and totally got rid of the German accent. He sounded perfectly American. He went into the movie producers and said, "Hey, listen to me. I used to speak with an Austrian accent, and now listen, I sound just like I'm from America." And the producers flipped out. They said, "No, stop. You must use your Austrian accent." In fact, his Austrian accent, the way he spoke, was so important to his character in his movies, his persona or personality, that it shouldn't have been taken away. And so in the same way, I offer to you that as much as I want you to improve your English pronunciation, for it to sound natural, for you to have good rhythm and sentence stress, and I don't want you to say a word in a way that it sounds like a different word. I want you to keep a part of your identity of where you're from in the way that you speak English. There's nothing wrong at all with having an accent, as long as your pronunciation is natural, understandable, and clearly spoken. So I'll leave you with that. Again, Popol, thank you very much for your email. That's a great question. And thank you, everyone, for your time. Good luck, and I hope this is a help to you. If you did like this video, please do click like, subscribe to this channel. We love your emails, and in fact, we can take your requests for future videos right in the comments below. So please leave a comment. Would love to make a video based on what's most interesting to you about English. Until then, thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.